Would you rather watch County Mountain or hang out with friends for 6 nights, but still sleep? Well, this County Mountain is Would You Rather. That's going to be the first half of the video, and the second is rather talking about Would You Rather. So, or maybe you can just count how many I did, because I'm obviously not going to keep track of that kind of thing. Let's see, I'm going to try not to make these too egregious. Would you rather own a cat or own a dog? Would you rather end the school or become a billionaire? Would you rather solve overpopulation or world hunger? Would you rather stick a toothpick under your nail and knock it against the wall, or peel your fingernail back, peel your nail back with a fork? Would you rather sit on a chair um, that is absolutely loaded with glass on the seat of it, or be forced to play Fortnite for an entire day? Would you rather drink the water drink the wet food related water from the drain of the sink, or lose your best friend? Would you rather have, no way, I should know this is some. Would you rather always smell like you didn't put your deodorant on when in fact you did, or think everyone else smells awful when in reality they don't? Would you rather be immortal or be able to draw things the way you see them in your head? So, anyways, as I was saying, well, as I was asking about those would you rather's. Would you rather okay? Would you rather have ADHD or autism? I had to choose both. So, anyways, and there is another, by the way. In other words, there's three actually. Hmm. Would you rather be telling the truth, but they still think you're lying, or be convicted of a felony that you didn't do? Or yeah, something like that. Okay? So, yeah, put all those answers in, put your answers in the comments. I swear, if the comments are turned off for this one, I'm gonna flip. Because that's really what the first half of the video is built for. The second half of the video is talking about would you rather. So there's certain would you rather's, like there's a good would you rather and there's a bad would you rather. Well, there's the choices are hard to make because they're both really good, and there's the choices are hard to make because they're both really bad. And certain would you rather's depend because for certain ones, it's like, well, yeah, you're asking yourself, if I choose one option, then will I ever be able to get to the other option at any point outside of would you rather? And the thing about would you rather is, well, yeah, another thing about would you rather would be that it's more or less that you get aggravated when you don't know the circumstances for certain ones. Like, you might have the choice to walk on, either you walk on glass or thorns. You definitely, most people probably choose to walk on the glass because, because some of them, well, yeah, not all of them are necessarily pointing upwards, but the thorns are all going to be pointing in the same direction. They're never going to, like, really move. Well, yeah, not necessarily. And with a certain chair they have to sit on for a choice and would rather, that kind of a choice you make, it's like, how hard are you going to have to sit on the chair? And there's a choice of either admit you're wrong or jump out of a plane. Or, I mean, a helicopter. And a lot of people would, yeah, a lot of society would choose to jump out of a helicopter. Why are we like this? And there's would you rathers that are like, you have the ability to control your health, mental, yeah, your physical health. However, other people won't stop talking to you in certain circumstances. Okay, I gotta go somewhere in that. How about you are unable to get, yeah, you are no longer able to have a certain kind of ice on, let's say, a certain day of the week. Yeah, I'll see with that. So, yeah, that's would you rather's. And I'll just try and put a skill, a skill at the end of this. Okay, so as you see here, this country has no land, and it's kind of nice. Yep. And so it's not green. And so therefore it's be called Iceland and not green. Seems good to me. Okay, then good. So, what's the name of this country again?